How's it going, guys? Mohammed aka Magnolia Mo here, and welcome back to my channel. And I want to thank all my subscribers and all my viewers. Even if you're not subscribed, if you just tune in, thank you for tuning in and thank you for watching all of my videos. So if you've been following my channel, you probably have seen my videos where I talk about this Null, right, in the 90 Hertz frequency range for my subwoofers, right? And I have to say this, right? After a long time, I had actually gotten, used to it, and I was kind of living with it, and I know that it had to do with the position of the subwoofer, or as to where either the SB3000 or the SB16 Ultra was situated, and the interaction with the room. Maybe it was the ceilings, maybe it was the walls, maybe it was the couches, whatever it was, right? That was what was driving that Null, and I have to say, I've finally, gotten rid of it. And it wasn't an accident, right? I wanted to make a video of it, but I wasn't sure if what I was about to do is gonna work or not. So I was just recording, right? So I have like over 2 hours of footage, but I was just recording. And what I want to do now in this video is actually rewind and take you back to 2 days ago when I started to actually experiment with the subwoofer positioning. So let's rewind and let's go back to 2 days ago. So here we have the Omni mic set up in the main listening position, and it is center with the center speaker where my head would be. All right, so you see the sub, right? It's here. I'm gonna move it a little bit closer to, more to this side, and see if I'm able to get any sort of a difference from an overall output perspective. And the reason why the sub is where it is because I used to have my B&W 702 S2s right next to the sub, where you see the 686 bookshelf speakers on that speaker stand. So I'm actually glad I'm doing this right now. This is all about subwoofer placement, and is it really effective? All right, let's get started. I have the signal generator and the SPL meter. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run the pink noise for full range using the left speaker, and then the LFE, and volume match the left with the LFE. Okay, there we go. So it's at the -34 point on the volume dial for the left speaker. Now I'm gonna switch to LFE. A couple dBs higher, but that's good. So I'm gonna say +1 foot right. Ha! Look at that, ladies and gentlemen, that is gone. Okay, so this was basically moving it to the right. So now the question becomes how far I can come. I'm gonna have to move this guy a little bit for this experiment. Just a tad bit to the right. So every time I move it, continue to lose output here, gain output a little bit here, but then continue to improve on this particular, null. Or, it's literally, if you go back, it's gone. I think overall, it's actually better until you get to this point, 130 Hertz. That's where the Null is, but I don't care about that because I'm not going to cross it over that high. I then moved it a little bit more towards the right and toted it a little bit more to see how much more I can gain, from that Null perspective. That just means I can't put a speaker there, though. That's all that means. All right, one more time. Wow, that is the best so far. So get rid of this. Get rid of this, get rid of this, get rid of this. So we're left with 3 distinct measurements, okay? The first one is with PEQ, and you got this massive Null. Second one, just pure direct, no PEQ, the null's still there, and it just looks all over the place. And then the third one, which to me, if you compare it with no PEQ, that is, I think, a winner here. And then finally, I went back into the SVS app and used the PEQ to adjust the filters. And the result was within 5 dBs, right? Any of the peaks and nulls, so it is acceptable. Compare that to the original PEQ at the original position. Did get really good response across the board, but then this just was not setting in correctly with me. I just wanted to find out how I could eliminate it, and I did. So I think I'm willing to sacrifice the smooth response that I got before, but still it's pretty good, right? You guys tell me, let me know. It's not varying too far off from that 85 dB mark. It's within 5 dBs, right? The variations, so which is good. And then when I use room EQ like Direct or Odyssey, I'm sure it's gonna produce a much better or much smoother response, right? So this is a very good starting point in my opinion, especially eliminating the null. So as you can see, I was pretty excited about not having that terrible 90 hertz null in the frequency range anymore. In addition, what I also wanted to do was take some measurements, right? I wanted to take some frequency responses, not just from the main listening position, because often, or pretty much in every single video, that's all I do. I just take it from the main listening position. But, you know, it's better to take the frequency response from different areas, right? Meaning a couple feet in the front, you know, to the left, to the right, and then to the right of the listening position, to the left of the listening position, to see how the frequency response is panning out and how the room is behaving. And that's basically how you come to find out, you know, what the issues are and where you can correct it. The next step right here was to take those measurements at different spots. That's the main listening position. Main listening position, front left, front right, main listening position right, main listening position left. All right, so let's take some averages here. Main listening position left, right, all of these combined. This is the RMS average. Compare that to main listening position. Stays pretty true, except main listening position's got a little bit better bass here. From 20, not a whole lot better, but a little bit better by a couple dBs, 3 dBs. I mean, averaging doesn't really do much, I guess, in this particular scenario, but I think that's basically it. I'm going to save this, and I'm going to actually run room EQ and then come back and see how all of this changed. But I also now want to use the OmniMic to get some real-time readings of the bass response. We're gonna start with, just to get a baseline, I actually want to first, let me go out again, main menu. I'm gonna run the 1 kilohertz tone and set it to 75 dBs from the left speaker. Go slow. C. Okay, volume set at 30.5. Go to the frequency response tab. Go to the main menu, short sweeps. Let's get the baseline for the left speaker. Okay, I'm gonna save this front. Now let's look at LFE. It's 112. We can go to 124 if you want. There you go. As you can see, the roll off happens around 14.7 hertz, which is pretty normal for my room. It's within 5 dBs all across. There's that little bit of a null, but not huge like it used to be. Go to bass sweeps. LFE. That is awesome. Look how clean that is. All the way to 80 Hertz, and then it starts to roll off because that's where I have my subwoofer crossed over. But this is very good. So I hope you found this video useful. As usual, please leave me some feedback, some comments, and we can have a discussion. And also, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video, and I will see you guys in the next one.